Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Bramble Fox. And for this layout I'll be using the Fox Box Plus from June 24 and I'll also be using these Fox Dies 21 office borders. I've already cut out the paper snips and I've got them here in this tray with these really cute ice cream perspectives and also the Fox Box stencil. I've decided I want to use this Simple Stories Sunkissed collection and I'm just going through some of the 6x8 papers to start with and I'm trimming them to around 4-inch square. Some really nice colours in this collection. I think they go really well with the perspectives. So I'm just thinking of doing a grid layout and I'm looking to for 4 base papers essentially. I really like the checker paper I've got at the bottom. I think that will become the base eventually over the white cardstock, and I'm just seeing how I want it to look. I've got quite a lot of this collection left, so I'm just seeing, I would like a journaling spot, so I'm deciding whether I want it to be a tag or a journaling element, and I'm going to put that in the top left. But I'm just moving the squares around now I've printed out my photographs. So I'm looking at the paper snips at the moment. There's so many really nice ones to choose from. There's some fruit and ice cream based ones, plus that banner there that's definitely going to be on this layout. So just moving things around so I can see how they look with the colours. I decided that I actually want to double up on the squares, so I'm just cutting some more from some of the other pattern papers just so they've got a border around a couple of them. I really like that diagonal stripe and I think that's where I'm going to put the journaling, and this deep blue goes really well with the banner perspective, and I think having a bit of that blue peeking out behind there, that adds a nice touch too. I really like the heart paper I've got under the photo of myself, but I do get to a stage when I think maybe it's a little bit on the bright side, and I do take a little bit of time to move things around. I find the journaling spot that I want and I cut that out of the 12x12 paper, and I'm going to add that definitely to the top left. I always like to try and add a little bit of journaling to my layouts if I can, even if it's literally name and dates, because you always think you're going to remember and you don't, or not as if you, not when you get older anyway. So I do try and get at least that, and this has got a little bit of story to go with it, so I definitely want to get that mentioned. I've just brought in a bit of orange as well there. I really like the Summer Vibes title. I think that is definitely here to stay. I think it just goes so well. We're eating ice cream and I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. And I'm just playing about with the colours at the moment. I do like this. I think the Summer Vibes pops really well. And I also like the little ice cream van on the paper snips. I don't know if you've ever had the paper snips before, but I tend to sit in front of the TV when they arrive and just fussy cut them, as long as I've got a tray or something on my lap so I'm not covered in lots of little bits of paper. I find it really therapeutic to do, and then when you do start to create, you've got them all ready, prepared, without even thinking that you know what I mean, making an effort. So I would really recommend it if you've not tried that before. So I am still moving things around a little bit. I quite like the red in the bottom left, and I'm definitely going to add some of those ice cream perspectives. So I've cut down this base paper now to 10-inch square, and I'm just distressing the edges with a little tool before I put it into position. I'm not going to stick it down yet because I've got some thoughts on how I want to treat the white cardstock as well. So what I'm going to do is start to actually put some of these squares together, looking at all the layers, and I'm just distressing as I go, just running around all those bits there. Just a bit of double-sided tape there to hold those into position. When I saw the perspectives and the paper snips, I thought of these photographs. They were taken in Prague a couple of years ago, and we'd been told we needed to try chimney cakes. Hadn't actually got a clue what that was. It's definitely it's got a Czech name as well that I can't pronounce. It begins with T, but basically it's literally like dough that's cooked over a it's like on a spit, really. It's a bit bizarre, but it's nice sweet pastry, and then they fill it with fruit and ice cream. Mine looks like it's got horns because I've got like pureed apple in mine and plus apple pieces. Paul is a bit more of a purist and his has just got ice cream in, but they've got a hole in the bottom, so you have to eat it in a cup, protected, otherwise you get absolutely covered. But after a hot day as a tourist looking around all the sites, we literally sat down on the curb, and enjoyed these ice creams. They were just phenomenal. And they do them all over Europe, I gather, but it's the first time we'd ever experienced it. So I mentioned I wanted to do something to the white cardstock. So this is the stencil that's in the Foxbox Plus, and this is the Squeeze Lemonade Distress Oxide and a brush. And I'm just using the stencil on the diagonal to give like obviously it's like a sunburst shape, but I want it to come out from each corner, if that makes sense. Really easy to do, just to change the angle of your stencil. And I was really pleased with the way that this looked. I come in quite tentatively. If you've watched me do mixed media before, I do shy a little bit away from it, or I like it to be clean mixed media, should I say that. So I'm just dabbing off on the piece of spare paper the first ink so I don't get any harsh lines. And I'm coming in further than the pattern paper that's going over the top so that I've got no breaks. Really pleased with the way it's such a lovely soft starburst stencil, and I'm just adding a couple of the little dots in the gaps where the stencils meet. But I think that's really quite effective. And then with the paper over the top, it's there, but it's not. It just adds that little bit of extra colour and just sunshiny feel, don't you think? I think it goes really well with the perspectives and the ice cream and everything else. I think it all comes together really well there. So I'm just looking at the placement and how close together I want those. They will come a little further apart, because as I stick the embellishments to them, they start to hang over the edges, so they can't be touching. But I'm definitely going to use the banner on the top left. And also, Today Was So Cool is another of the paper snips, and the Love This on the bottom left photo. There's also some fruits I'm going to use, and an ice cream, and a lovely little tab that says Sunshiny Day. All absolutely perfect to go with the story of this snack. I don't know if you've ever found it, but when I work in like squares or grids or something like this, I always find that some of the squares I like more than others. And at this stage, the bottom right with the summer vibes, it's missing something, and I'm not sure what it is at this stage. And I try to think about it while I'm working on the others as well. So I do bring in some clouds. I really like the ice cream van. And then I remember that I've got the office borders, and I thought actually that would be perfect. I could bring the other colours from some of the other squares into that bottom right. So I take some of the pieces over to my Sizzix and I give it a good old turn. And I really like the borders that it produced. And I'm going to add a couple underneath the ice cream on like a bit of a road, and I'm going to add a couple around the photographs as well. They add a really nice pop of colour, really easy to do as well. And you can use either side of the borders, so don't just think there's 4, because you can actually use the wavy side of them as well if you don't want the like ripped paper type, the office type edges. So yes, really pleased with those. Just a little bit of glue. And now I'm just having a look at some of the words on the paper snips to see what I can add on as well. In the end, I pick Creating Memories, and summer is my favourite flavour. The Life is Sweet that's on the top right is also from the paper snips as well. So I'm literally looking at just adding finishing touches at this stage. I will add the journaling before I take the final photo, but I won't do that on camera, otherwise you'll get to see the top of my head. But I will finish, because if I don't do that now, I won't actually get round to it. I always find do it when you're making it. Even if you write just the names and dates on the back, I find if you do it at the time, you've got more chance of doing it than when you think you're going to come back to it, because life just gets in the way, doesn't it? So I'm definitely going to add that as soon as I've finished. Clouds look really cute around the words. It was an absolute scorching day when we ate these, so all of this is absolutely perfect. Just tucking a few more bits in. The little the like dimension on the lollies and the ice creams, you really need to see them in real life to see that. Really beautiful. And I'm going to tuck some in with one in with the fruit at the bottom, and I'm also going to add a couple around the photo of my husband. So I'm just going to tuck in a paper snip ice cream and a die cut one there as well, just to add a collection. So do check out the Foxbox Plus for June at bramblefox.co.uk. There's lots of subscriber benefits, so I'd really recommend you subscribe. Here's the finished layout. There's so many goodies in the June box, you really don't want to miss it. and here's some close-ups of the layout. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, lots more inspiration to be gained. So thank you so much for watching. This was Sheena, and we hope to see you here again real soon. Bye for now.